Well, hi, it's time for a 2-minute tune-up, and it's Iona, and I'm here at the tree farm. I'll give you a very slow little turn to what it looks like as the trees reseed and grow on their own. And here's our little 360 over to the cabin. And the little outbuilding is the composting toilet area and the sun shower. And we stow the bird seed in there in metal containers to keep the animals away. And you can hear the distant morning traffic on the road that's about a mile out from here. But sound travels out here in the Piedmont like sound travels over water. Just you hear things from far away. Usually it's birds and it's baying of different kinds of farm animals far out, but today we got a little bit of traffic and we've got little side trails that we can take. We've made them all, 2 women cutting down all the vegetation that you see in just this tangle of vegetation, and we just come up here with our machetes and we cut through and we make pathways so that we can actually hike the 49-acre tree farm. And I'm just going to do our 2-minute tune-up this morning to remind us that as we go into this time of the year, of course, the foliage is doing its thing and the reds and the golds are very vibrant. Almost done. Here's a little bit of what's left of the sumacs. And the goldenrod is all over. It's done. There are grazing wild animals. See, there's one right there. Grazing wild animals all around us. Here's another one up here. These guys are great farm dogs. They know the routine and they just stay close. For the most part. If they hear a sound, they'll of course run off. I'm taking us up to the area that we call the Turkey Trace, and we've just put down new paths, so I want you to see what that looks like. So when we are trailblazing in our lives, it requires introspection. We want to look at what is it that we want to create at this time, and then we begin to kind of map out each step of the way, just like we're doing here on the path. And I'm going to show you how in the last 2 days we cut about, about 50 trees, hand saws, little quiet Japanese hand saws, cutting down these saplings about this size that you can see right here. And we cut them right at the base, and then we have a chipper, and we chip them up, and then we wagon them up here to where we're putting in the trails, and we begin to lay down the freshly chipped pine tree saplings so that they make these really beautiful open pathways that we can now walk down. And so yesterday we got just about this far on this path, and it continues down through this beautiful gateway. Call it the West Gate, the big beautiful trees that were left down at the creek bed when the land was clear cut in 2009. We purchased the land in 2009 December and began to come out here camping, and it was an absolute bomb zone. It was just completely flattened by heavy machinery, and all of the trees had been cut. Mixed hardwood forest had been cut, and the timbering industry being what it is, that's a kind of a brutal approach to clearing land, but that's what happens. So we purchased the land right after it was clear cut in 2009 and began then to create a tree farm and registered it with the government and had 7,000 pine trees planted up on the top of the land, which is another hike from here. But here we are beginning to really feel into how this land, and I guess all land, has its way with reforesting itself when it has an opportunity to do so. This is Iona. This is our more than 2-minute tune-up, but I'm taking you for a little walk this morning on the tree farm to give you a little respite at this time of year when it's the opportunity for us to begin to slow down and quiet down, and everything outside in the world is keeping us moving, moving, moving. But how beautiful to be able to walk over to Bucket Bend, where the old laundry buckets have been found and stashed, and how wonderful to just sit and be able to take in the beauty of a landscape. As the trees begin to lose their leaves, and we all begin to turn inward and quiet down. See you soon.